Hey guys, your guy John coming at you with another Diablo Immortal video. All right, I'm not going to say it because every time I say it, these videos go longer. This is not going to be a quick one. All right, maybe it will be. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Today's video is going to be the start of a few different compilations. What I mean by this is everybody is trying to grind, right? Everybody's trying to hit this magic level 80 mark here. I just got done hitting it actually. And it dawned on me, I have not explained to you guys how I pushed so fast. I don't know if you noticed the last video, I was at like 70 something and I pushed 6 levels today. Just because I finally got back, I'm done with family vacations. I was able to have time to grind. However, you guys need to know, where do you need to go to grind? There's multiple locations. There's going to be probably a series about 6 videos I do. And then I'm going to do one video where I rank them all and I tell you a game plan on how to open world farm in the best case scenario. And then we'll jump into the Paragon tree levels. All this is going to be a series of video that's going to get covered probably over the next week or two. So this one is going to actually be for a certain area. This is going to be for Mount Zavian. Now, when we pull up the Mount Zavian, this is going to be talking about this upper left-hand area called Zakrum's Graveyard. And yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to show you a live clip of me running it for 2 minutes. I'm going to explain to you how to do the XP calculation to make sure it suits you as a viewer. And yeah, a lot more information to come. All right, so I am now in the location here. I'm actually trying to stay out of the way of my clanmates because they're farming to try to get ready for the Rite of Exile fight. But you will notice that this is the Zakrum Graveyard right over here. You'll notice that we currently have the Spire active. There is some great things to note about this area. We have spots over here where a Spire will spawn over here. We also have a spot where the Spires will spawn in the center. And for those of you who are unaware of what that means for you if the Spire spawns over here, is you want to have locations that have these Spires that can spawn. Because what this allows you to do in general is it allows you to make sure that you get extra boosts such as XP grinds or frenzy. It just makes things a little easier, especially those XP ones. Those are the ones you're really looking for. So you want to try to get areas that you're going to do open world farming around areas that'll have shrines that you can get double 2 times XP. So that's super important to keep that in mind. So these shrines are massive. You want to always make sure that you get those as often as you can, as quickly as you can. And you want to pay attention to them. If you already have an XP one that you grabbed over here, and say that other shrine's active, do not grab that other shrine because that'll replace the current active spot. Now, how are you going to run this rotation? When you look at this, there's a few ways to look at this as far as like what type of rotation you're going to actually do. So as we look at this, let's go ahead and explain it. So under Mount Zavian, you're going to see that we have a circle here and then we have a cross section, right? So if we were to move in a clockwise pattern, you'll see that we'll come down here. There's going to be a spawn point down here. If you move over here to the left, you'll see that these guys are engaged here. You can pop up, attack these guys here, roll around to the left, come back around, and then attack these here. Or you can do it here and come down. The middle will respawn in time. Do not worry about that. Then you will come back up here. You can see where there'll be a spawn point right here. This is where you'll attack. And then you'll come back around and you'll kind of rinse and repeat over and over. Now, if you have a good group of 4 that can do a lot of damage, say you're on health 3, health 4, wherever the case may be while you're watching this video, if you can have one guy that can come over here and pop these guys and then come over here, there's going to be another spawn group right there and a spawn group right here. If you can have somebody go around and come from below and above at the same time as everyone's around here, you can actually include those monsters, which will actually drastically increase the amount of XP that is actually going to get dropped. So keep that in mind. I'm going to show a clip also of me running this as a group, and I'm going to talk about it while it's running. But I wanted to make sure to show you guys as a preference kind of what the initial thought and initial route is for those of you who are just going to watch the beginning of this video and then peace out. But now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to teleport out of here. And when I teleport out of here, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I want to note and that I want you guys to be aware of when you're doing these open world farms, because not all open world farms are created equally. There's going to be reasons why you're going to use other ones versus the main one. There's going to be times where doing this is just not going to make sense for you because you're not going to get the reward that you want. So you need to know how to calculate this properly So that way you can figure out, okay, what is worth it for me? And also, I'm going to explain to you a couple other ways where you can even make this faster than the numbers that I'm going to show you. If we can ever get to West March, notice how fast these sponsors are spawning that I can't even safe teleport out of here. Man, this is brutal. All right, let's see if we can't do it now. Beautiful. Really? Really? Come on, guys, kill the monsters around. Just keep farming. Everyone's not farming. Come on. All right, now we should be able to get out of here. Perfect. Now let's talk about how you calculate the numbers, because those are going to be important. You're going to want to make sure that you calculate these numbers correctly, because you're going to be really bummed out if you do not. So you will notice that I have my handy dandy calculator, and let's just pop up some numbers here and kind of speak on how you would do some math on this, right? So if I go in here and I say, look at my XP bar, and let's say it's 743,000 right here, 161. Now, if I were to go farm this for a few minutes at a time, you'd be like, okay, John, well, you know, how do I figure out what I actually got? So you're going to take this number and you're going to set a timer. You're going to set a timer so that way you know about how long you ran, and you want to keep it kind of consistent. Keep it on round numbers. I like to calculate XP as XP per minute because I feel like that's the most understanding metric. You could take it all the way to an hour, but keep in mind anything that you calculate for 1 minute, multiply that by 60, and that gives you your hourly XP rate. So that's something to keep in mind, because each level, as you see here on the screen, is 3.5 million XP per each Paragon level, and then it decreases or increases depending on your Paragon level of the server. Currently, I am equal to server Paragon, so whatever I get is going to be the numbers shown. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show the clip of me grinding, and then afterwards, I'm going to pull up the numbers that you're going to see in the video, and I'm going to show you the math behind to know how much and how effective that grind actually was. All right, so as you can see here, we have 520,000 XP right there, give or take a few. So we'll go ahead and we will record that number for right now. Now, you're going to notice as we go around and we fight this rotation, this is with a group of 4 people. That's what I highly recommend. You're going to notice that we're all kind of attacking. I do like to use my vengeance and then basic primary, but I try not to really use my other skills because this one is just not really cracked up to be able to go as fast as possible. Unfortunately, this one you kind of had to pay a little bit more attention to the amount of damage that you do and make sure everyone stays together. So if you just primary, it makes it a lot easier to keep the mobs alive long enough for everybody to tag them as you go through. And then the last person will actually kill the final person. That'll allow you to complete the kill streak. Do note that anything over 100 kills is good. After that, the multiplier stops. So it doesn't matter if you get this all the way up to 9,999. It doesn't matter. Get it up to 100, and that's the maximum bonus multiplier. But you'll notice that as the other team went around, I went up directly to the center, went to the top, and we just keep circling around like this. And we will do this over and over again. Now, I am doing the time study. You'll notice that on the right-hand side that we're a minute and 7 in. I've actually did this time split in a real-time situation so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Notice I'm not going to pick up everything. I'm not moving around specifically to go back and pick up gear. I'm leaving it there because as I do this, this allows for me to actually take that gear into consideration. And it also allows me to swing back around again to grab it. So as I leave it there, it just collects. And as long as I stay in the area, I don't ever lose it. So it works out really, really well for me just to do in a circle. And then as I come back around, I'll go ahead and I'll pick up that additional resources that I left there, right? Like I'll pick up my experience orbs then, or I'll pick up my my leggings or my gear, my blue gear that I wanted to get. Also, notice that as I keep doing this, I'm not picking up comments. Well, we're going to talk about that after we get to the damage numbers at the end, where we get to the 2-minute mark right here, and we actually pull up the XP that you can see how much I got. Now, notice that the XP that I got was 629,159. Note that number. That's a very important number to note, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the math behind it to show you what you need to know about the math to make this work. All right, so like you saw there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this quick math so that way you guys know exactly what it was worth for you, if it was worth the time or if it was not worth the time, because that's the biggest factor in doing this. So you'll see here that we started off with 520,000 experience on the first one, and then we actually ended on our later number, later XP. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna drop this so that way you guys don't see my current XP, because that'll throw you off a little bit on the understanding of what the numbers mean. So go ahead and we'll talk about it. So the next number, when we ended that run, we were at 629,159. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this original 520,000 and we're going to subtract from there 629,159 and see what we get. That gives us 109,106. Now, what to know about this? This is for 2 minutes of grinding. Keeping that in mind, 2 minutes of grinding. So what you would do is you divide this by 2. Boom, I accumulated 54,553 experience per minute, and that is the golden number to keep in mind for this particular area. It's pretty decent. You can get this up to about 65,000 if you bring in a character that has a control spell or multiple players in the rotation that have control spells, because then the Stone Guardians will be faster to kill, because when they put up their shield and you see them start glowing, it takes you longer to knock that down to kill them. So if you can get a CC ability on them very quickly, boom, done. They're CC'd. You can do all the damage you want to them, no problem. And that'll raise your ratio up to about 60,000 to 65,000. As I do all these farming location videos, you will notice that I will do this breakdown for you each time, because this is something to note. I will put a timestamp at the bottom so that way you guys know, hey, at this point, I can click this button and it'll tell me exactly where to watch this video if I just want to see the numerical breakdown. But this is something important. If you are farming in an area and you're seeing these videos of like me, Veiled Shot, any of the Aftershock people, because we love making these type of videos, because we're all about the numbers, do the math yourself. Make sure it fits your own grind. If you are not getting the numbers we're getting, you may also want to go look at your build. You may need to maximize your build so that way you get a very good build that does the DPS you need, so that way you can hit these numbers as well. There's a lot of things you could take from this data, and I hope that you can use this data and it really works the best for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. This is going to be spot 1 on the countdown list, so to speak, of open world farming. Definitely keep this spot in mind when processing if you're going to go here or not. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.